All right, this is Rod and Staff English. So once again, Rod and Staff are made by Mennonites, and so they keep things really simple, black and white, all their books and curriculums really cheap and easy on your pocketbook. They keep things to the point, so you learn exactly what you need to, and they're very thorough. But they also only go to grade 10, because that's what they do. And so you have 12 years of schooling in 10. But for their English, they start in grade 2. So the book's really simple. They have the grade number right there. So for English, you have your student book, and then you have your teacher's manual. And then you can order worksheets that come. It's a pack. It looks like this. Not every lesson has a worksheet, so only every now and then, just so that you know, like maybe the things are kind of tricky or they need more practice. So that's optional. And then the test. So these are the unit test here. You can photocopy or just pull them out. See, they're simple. They're just the 2 pages like this. Just to make sure your student's tracking, right? So this is the student text. So what you're doing is you're just preparing to build. So it's all the basics. Okay, so you're like learning about sentences, the basic building blocks, pronouns, things like that. They keep it really simple. So right here, you would have your lesson 1. So you'd read this, and then you have a piece of paper or your notebook you can have to go along with it to write your answers on, or you can do them out loud together. Like this. And lesson 2, phrases. Lesson 3, the telling sentence, the asking sentence, like this. So, and then you would do English every day like you would for math or reading or whatnot. And then 5, you review. And then 6, you learn some more. It just goes like this. And so that's the student text. And then the teacher manual has the student text pages in it, but then here it has answers on the side, and then it goes through the lessons, and it talks about the lesson and questions and things like that. It's very thorough. And you can use some or all of it. Sometimes it's just too much, and it depends on your kid. So that is for grade 2. And then grade 3, beginning wisely. See on the cover of the, see they're just starting to build their house. They're digging the dirt. And now they're laying the cement. So it's the same thing, student text, teacher text, or teacher manual. And then you order the test and or the worksheets depending what you want. So when you finish the certain lessons, and it tells you in there, you just rip them out and they can test that. So it's the same thing. They read through their lesson. Then you can do it orally or they can write it down. Okay. Basic English. And the reason we started with Rod and Staff English is when I first started homeschooling 8 years ago, we saw the Kathy Duffy's homeschool review book. She spoke highly of this, so that's why we started. So my oldest 2 are in 6th and 8th now. So that's 3rd, and then 4th. See, they're getting older. Same thing, student text, teacher manual. And I guess I could show you this is for 4th grade. So what it does is it kind of goes over the same thing that you've learned each year. It just builds on it. So it kind of gets it ingrained in your head. My oldest was okay with it. And then my daughter was too. But as I got older, they weren't liking, it has a lot of seat work. I mean, if you enjoy that, that's fine. Because it's what they do for their Mennonite schools, you know, they teach these in there. So it's like public school. So you go over it, same thing. So every year you just build up what you already learned. So you go back through all the nouns, verbs, pronouns, whatnot, but then you learn more each time. So this 5th grade. So now they're getting even older. Same thing. Okay, so they're so this is for 5th. Okay, it looks it's about the same. It's pretty simple. And then once again, the teacher manual has the pupil's book with all your answer keys. Okay, and then 6th grade. Their house is getting built now. Never mind the scribble. Lots of scribbles. Alright. Oh, it's getting there. So this is for 6th grade. Okay, it keeps building on to each other. It's basic English. There's not much to say about it. But it's really easy. Easy to understand and use, I mean. And then 7th grade. See, they're painting the house now. Isn't that cool? So you see the same things, adjectives, adverbs, pronouns, because they go over it more and you learn more. You get more into writing stories and book reports and everything. Same thing, you want a notebook for each year just to jot down your answers. I mean, you can do things orally too, but not everything. Like they might have class practice, you can do it out loud, and then the written exercises. Okay, and then the teacher manual, same thing. So there is no 8th grade, even though my son is in 8th grade, because last year in 7th, we were struggling with this. It was good up to now, and I decided, like I always say, you don't mess with it. If it's working, you stick with it. But for him, we want to go with something else. And so for 8th grade, we are trying writers in residence. It's more focused on writing, but they add English in with it. So I can do a video on that, but we haven't even finished the first year on that. But we're just seeing how that goes. But for the younger years, this worked just fine. We liked it. I love the simplicity of it, and it was easy in our pocketbook, and it seemed really well organized. So if you're interested in Ron Staff English, I'll put the website link below on this.